Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, and today we're getting started with my Forgotten Age run. Not just any Forgotten Age run, but this is our run for the serial format in the Hunters of the Mythos challenge run with Parallel Skids and Harvey Walters. I've already made a video about this, so I'm going to go over the details really quickly for anyone who's just getting on board. Hunters of the Mythos is a community event that's just started that has a bunch of different formats for different sorts of challenge runs and competition, and this specific campaign is for Serial Hunters multiplayer. The big differences here between the normal campaign is 1, you do not heal between scenarios, so you better sort out your soak and your healing really effectively. And 2, if a unique player card is defeated by anything other than a player card effect, then that card is exiled from your deck along with all copies of it. It's not entirely clear that that's what it means to me, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure that that's the intent. The third thing that's important to this format is this is actually a multi-campaign format where if you survive all the way through the end of one campaign, you're allowed to bring your decks into the next Hunters of the Mythos challenge campaign. And that means that you sort of change how you evaluate your characters. You want them to run for multiple campaigns, you want to accumulate as little trauma as possible. And the more I thought about it, the more I came to certain opinions that I'm going to explain as we go through our decks and the setup on the board. But this is the gist of the format. Damage is permanent, trauma reduces your max instead of dealing you damage because it has to work that way. And then just don't let your signature allies get defeated and try to run as many campaigns as you can. Let's go talk about what I'm building, how I'm playing it, and what I'm looking to do. First up, we have the clear carry for this campaign, which is going to be Harvey Walters. I've got Archive of Conduits, but it's not how I want to heal. This is a thing where I'm intending to use it as a backup in case my half parallel Skids fails me. I've got Occult Lexicon, but this is mostly just to kill Yig for bonus points. I won't be covering points in too much detail except for when they're happening in videos. Just know that later on we do need to kill Yig. Occult Lexicon helps with that. And so does Ravenous Myconid. It's not immediately obvious that it does, but when you're trying to kill elite enemies, being able to lightning bolt kill the non-elite enemies that spawn with you is incredibly helpful. Beyond that is just a standard Harvey deck. I'm not running Farsight. I tend to think these days that Farsight, while being really cool and not much worse than the alternatives, is a higher experience, lower throughput version of the deck. I'm just going to try to go as fast as possible. You can build versions where you use Jeremiah Kirby and the new Gabriel ally to sort out your soak. I'm going to go with Bulletproof Vest. 1, I can't actually kill these guys, so they're not even allowed to die in this campaign. I have to use Bulletproof Vest. But 2, I actually think Bulletproof Vest might just be the better option these days. It's also worth noting that while I have a Milan, there are Arrows in the Trees Mythos events that might just say I'm not allowed to play Milan in various scenarios. Which is why he's not in my Scenario 1 deck. I'm going to buy him for an experience, which I'm more than happy to do. There's just no reason to run him in Scenario 1 because he can just be killed and I have no control over it. So I'd rather have a second copy of Jeremiah and better draw. Something you'll notice in this level 0 deck is that I'm running Segment of Onyx because of In the Thick of It. Even though trauma is permanent, I think that there's no way I ever full clear Scenario 1, at least not reliably without incredibly good RNG, without getting a Pendant of the Queen. With Pendant of the Queen, it seems trivially easy. Just use Pendant of the Queen to absorb one of the final 5 Shroud locations and not have to worry about it. It saves me a minimum of an entire turn on Harvey, and remember, the Explore deck is disproportionately more impactful to lower player counts like mine. So I find without going for Pendant of the Queen in Scenario 1, I don't think I can actually full clear. So I have to take In the Thick of It for that. And with Harvey's extra soak and a blanket to ensure he gets minimal soak from Forgotten Age, I think he'll be fine even though I have to take In the Thick of It. I'm not happy about it, but it'll be okay. Coming over to Parallel Skids, I'm actually only intending to take him through one campaign. I'm not even buying him a blanket. I think the way I want to do this is have one veteran character and one new character for every campaign after the first one, where I'm always rotating one new person in with each campaign to make sure no one's trauma ever gets too high. And the first one to rotate out is going to be this Parallel Skids, so I feel no qualms whatsoever about this In the Thick of It. As to why am I playing half parallel? Well, Machete's a great level 0 weapon, Howled Mirror is necessary for Skids to be able to heal, and Ace of Swords and Wolf Mask help with my consistency for more reliably getting online to fight faster. Coming down to level 0, you'll see the main reason I ended up deciding not to go Underworld Market is the second Wolf Mask and the second Breaking and Entering. These cards are incredibly important in Scenario 1, and losing the consistency and even the possibility of hitting 2 of them entirely is really, really bad. I honestly don't think Underworld Market or Underworld Support rather, is remotely viable if I'm trying to full clear. And like Parallel Skids is always gonna be at his weakest in Scenario 1, In the Thick of It's just worth too much. You get your easy marks, you get your Ace of Swords, even getting a Savant's really valuable just to help with the Mythos phase. Additionally, it should be worth noting that if you think this deck is bad at fighting, it kind of is, but it's also not really the main job of the deck. I know it says Fighter up here, but his first and most important job is to dig through the Explore deck so that Harvey can carry the team and get all the clues. Then his second most important job is actually just to use Wolf Mask and evade all the Vengeance Snakes. And then third is when we get to fighting. Fighting is far and away the least important part of what this character does in terms of what it brings to the team. I guess flex finding clues with breaking and entering or testing at 5 book to shroud later on in the campaign is the least important thing it'll do. But like really, even though it's not the best fighter right now, it's just like barely sufficient. It doesn't need to be a good fighter in scenario 1, like at all. And now that I've given the quick rundown of how this is going to work, we need to handle the basic weaknesses. You have 2 options. Pick a weakness that came from Forgotten Age or roll a random basic weakness from the core set. Dark Pact came with Forgotten Age. It's really not that bad. It's a 2-cost event to deal 2 damage to an investigator at your location, and that can be assigned to Soak. It's just not a big deal. It can also be assigned to yourself or your own Soak. It's really not a big deal once I have a bulletproof vest. Kind of doesn't feel like I'm fulfilling the pact when I just scratch up my vest a little, but that's aside from the point. This can just sit in my hand on Harvey all game. It's not a big deal. Having a hidden weakness go into my hand and do nothing, and I spend 1 action at the end of a game to play it, just not important. It's a great weakness for Harvey. I'm gonna give that to him. He has to be online. He can't risk hitting a bad weakness. Now, Doomed is unrunnable, which leaves us with a random roll for 1 out of 8 on the core set weaknesses. And there's a lot of variance on this. If I just drop it up here and spread it, going from right to left, it gets progressively worse. Haunted's really not a big deal. -1 to my skills, and I can just double action to get rid of it about half the time, or Harvey can do it. Mob Enforcer, I'm a big money deck. Just pay the guy off, or kill him if you're fully set up. Stubborn Detective's just not that hard to kill, might even be softer than Mob Enforcer. Hypochondria and Psychosis are like a little bit problematic in a format where you don't heal. Yeah, absolutely, you need to deal with them. It's a double action tax. Silver Twilight Acolyte does have the nasty habit of just being an ancient evil sometimes, and I don't like him, but he's only 2 fists, 3 health, you can deal with him. It's not the worst thing in the world, although it's a bit rougher than these other options. But Paranoia in a big money deck means I have to completely reevaluate how I build my deck, and Amnesia might just be so bad that I have to scrap the character and retire scenario 1. I don't think it's that bad. I'm gonna have to do some serious thinking if I rip an Amnesia. But there's a 5 out of 8 that I just don't even really care about the weakness. And then like these 2. Let's just do it. Let's just shuffle and rip the bandage off. We're gonna shuffle 3 times. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, thank God. Okay, Psychosis is not a big deal. Taking the direct damage, like my health and horror split is even right now. It's gonna stay relatively even as I assign traumas. That's not a big deal. It's a double action tax, almost certainly, but I'm a fucking rogue. It'll be fine. I'm happy to see Psychosis. From your perspective on YouTube, we'll be transitioning from me picking that weakness directly to me playing Forgotten Age. But from my perspective, I'm pulling my hair out and losing my mind, so let's talk about what happened chronologically. Sunday, before the event started, I did about 2 hours of fast and loose test runs with like very rapid deck checking. I wasn't concerned if I was making errors, I just wanted to see how the decks felt to play. And then I ended up, after like making some adjustments, making the introductory part of this video and pulling my weakness. And when I pulled a, normal weakness, not the 2 terrible ones, I was like, okay, cool, I don't need to test anything else anymore, and I sat it down. And today, a few days later, I started recording the footage for this. And I played it through and I full cleared, and I edited the footage for it. And I found out that I made a pretty big rules mistake. And I said, okay, for competitive integrity, I should just replay the scenario, because there's no way to know how that rules mistake echoes out and changes the scenario. The rules mistake in specific doesn't really matter. And then I did it again. We're 4 hours deep now, and I found a completely different mistake that is actually an even bigger thing, where it's like, who knows what this ripples out to and how the scenario should have looked. Both scenarios were full clears, both scenarios no one died. One scenario, Harvey got poisoned, one Skids got poisoned. One scenario I ended with like 8 damage across my characters, one I ended with like 4 damage across my characters. So I'm confident that if I don't get Boa Constrictor, because I didn't see it in either scenario, this is gonna be a full clear and we're gonna be fine. But I'm also replaying this a 3rd time. And at this point, I've learned something valuable. This is gonna take me 6 hours to do the Untamed Wilds. If this happens for every scenario in the campaign, that's a solid 52 hours to complete Forgotten Age. Absolutely positively fuck that. Especially because I'm holding myself to a standard that like doesn't make sense. This is not a super competitive tournament. It's just a fun community event. No one else is even capable of holding, not no one else. Anyone who's not a content creator isn't holding themselves to this standard because they literally can't. They're not seeing footage of themselves to see the mistakes they're making. And hell, I'm sure there are tons of mistakes where people are playing with house rules they don't even remember house rules. They're just getting basic rulings wrong. So I'm like burning my time for competitive integrity in a thing that doesn't even have competitive integrity in the first place, where we just report our results and it doesn't really matter. And there's just, even if it was good, if it was required to like get it right, I would just stop. I wouldn't be willing to spend literal days of my life playing the Forgotten Age until I didn't make a single rules mistake in every scenario, right? Fuck that. That's not happening. So whatever happens in this scenario, that's what flies. That's the final result. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna cut myself off somewhere that makes sense. I'm gonna stop rambling. You understand where I am with competitive integrity and trying to make sure you don't make any rules mistakes. We're gonna play one more time. We're gonna do it as tight as we can. And one way or another, this is it. Let's ship it. Oh, you'll notice I've swapped Skids and Harvey. It's because if you use like the pickup clue button that exists, it always goes to the character you're seated as. If at some point I pull the Mythos card first on Harvey and then on Skids, because I always do it left to right, even though it's technically the wrong order, I want you to shut up right now. I don't want to hear it. That is the least important mistake. It's entirely results oriented and it doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's figure out the actual scenario. This is the final deck. Why is the final deck even copy pasted right now? We're off to a great start. Okay, without further ado, with the actual correct text this time, let's see what's going on. Jeremiah Kirby's great. He's the most important card to start with. I probably don't need Deep Knowledge with the Kirby in my opening hand, but in case he breaks, it's good, and if I don't need it, I can give it to Skids. Archive of Conduits is shit, Segment of Mimics is good, Crack the Case, like not good now, but it will be eventually, and Crack the Case is fine. On Skids, we only want Wolf Mask. The other 28 hey, we got Wolf Mask, we're done. Now, what can we do elsewise? We have Lonnie Ritter. We only have one trench coat, I think, which is probably a bad thing, but we also only have one Lonnie, so I get why I did it. I think I toss everything but take the initiative. If that sounds weird, there's nothing to kill in the first 20 cards of this. There's nothing to kill in the Explore deck. It's not until this agenda flips and we get some normal snakes that I actually need to fight on Skids. So, also, it's not like I hit actual fighting cards anyway. That's a lot of taking the initiative and a lot of Wolf Mask. Good hand in poker, not so much in the actual game. Now, the way this plays is actually incredibly simple. I'm very used to this at this point. I play Wolf Mask and I explore on Skids. Cool, not what you want to see. I'm actually going to take the initiative on that for only +2, putting me at up 1, which in this bag is actually a 50% chance of success. No Eureka in hand, I'll take my 50% because, wait, am I up 2 or up 1? I'm up 2. No, I'm up 1. I get a bonus of 2, bringing me to 4 to 3. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Archive of that to beat the -2s, of which there are 3. Exactly my point. And I'm going to continue exploring. We lose the money. I should really show off what the cards are. I'm sick of reading this card. You have 3 options. You can lose 2 resources on everyone, not a big deal. You can take a damage on everyone, actually kind of bad in Serial. Or you can crypt chill the entire team. Actually, hold up. I can pick Crypt Chill right now and lose a redundant Wolf Mask. That costs me an action next turn. I'm gonna eat the resource cost. I still don't care. I need this for the Mythos phase. I need this for so many things. Also, I gamble up 1, or up 2 rather. Nice. 4-1 resource, which is where the 1 came from. Now, over here on Harvey, I have now lost my money. I can explore, but there's a snake bite in there. My odds are 3 to 1 that I get a location. I've just realized the numbers were out of date and I needed to update them after switching sides. I have a 3 to 1 chance of finding a location versus getting bit by a snake. The other effects of exploring don't bother me at all. I don't really care if I hit them. I'm going to explore. What are the odds I get bit by a snake? Like, there's in the trees, who even cares? I'm glad to take that. And now that I've taken that, I can actually play Jeremiah Kirby with no fear. That's actually not true. With minimal fear. I'm gonna Deep Knowledge. And I'm definitely taking 2 of the 4 cards for myself, and let's see what the rest are. Shortcut's good, but it's just generic tempo. This is very important. My hand's pretty empty pretty immediately here. I have no ability to trigger a draw next turn. Taking another card. That doesn't change anything. I'm taking another card. Thrice Damned Curiosity. I'm taking 2 damage. Oh wait, that was my second action. I just flipped it because I took, I don't know, it made sense to me at the time. Gonna be honest, I see no reason not to explore. The odds are still the same of finding a location versus getting bit by a snake, although the odds of hitting a different Mythos card instead of the snake are lower now. My plan is to use Crack the Case, and that's how I'm gonna pay for shit. Right now I can't play Jeremiah, there's no reason to try, so we explore. And get punished immediately. I want to commit this shortcut, because if you look at the math here, Harvey has a base foot of 2, snake bites at 3. This 1 foot's actually 5 successes in a 16 chaos bag, putting me at like slightly under half chance to get poisoned, or slightly over half chance to get poisoned, which is way better than without the shortcut. as demonstrated there. Upkeep on Harvey. Upkeep on Skids, no enemies. Machete's not as nice as you would think it is, and I'm really not planning on fighting a lot of guys this scenario. 1 of 6 Doom and evil cards. Do not turn 1 bow on me, please. He fizzles. Oh, I've only seen this in like 1 test game. It's so nice. There are no empty locations, so you just don't spawn. Oh, hey, Snakebite, good to have you back. I'm going to use Wolf Mask and be up 3. Get out of here. Cool, we're back to the original plan of Skids. Please explore for us, because I would like to get out of this location. Rope bridge. Now the rope bridge is a little bit of a hassle because it's possible to like just take 2 damage and fail. I'm up 2 on that, but the curses make it worse. We've already hit 4? Yeah, we hit 4 Mythos cards because I just had Harvey dig in the bag to try to get out. Okay, I'm actually going to try to break out and explore. I use watch this and I bet 1 resource to be up 3. That's incredible. Good job, Parallel Skids. It's just to take the initiative, but I'll take that. That passes by the amount, so I get my resource, and we get to explore. Path of Thorns is the wrong location. Please. There we go. Serpent's Haven's the wrong location. Also, fuck you. You're the reason I had to restart this. That's not the location I want. I don't want to be this far from Harvey. And since I don't have a compass, I can't investigate or explore here. Unfortunately, I put the compass on Harvey because he's the one who's going to get the clues, but I was never sure which one was more likely to need it. Like in my playtesting, I kept swapping it back and forth who had the compass, and I still don't know which one of these guys should have the compass. I could just investigate, or sorry, explore. This is something I've noticed in editing this twice. I say investigate and explore interchangeably, and I don't fucking know why, and it drives me up a wall. I'm sorry in advance for all the times I'm going to do that across this campaign. I could just explore for 3 resources. I have nothing I need to pay for, which is either going to hit this or put Overgrowth on Circuitous Trail. Those are the only options left. I can also just draw a card. I don't have a breaking and entering, which makes it very hard to get a snake off of Harvey. Like if I end my turn here or there and Harvey's here, like that's fine. I'm only 1 location away, but I don't have the ability to help him. So I'm actually just going to draw a card, and I'm also going to gamble up 2 for 1 resource. Up 0, it's going to go ahead and lose that resource, but spending a resource to burn a curse isn't all that bad in the grand scheme of things. Also, nice draw. Didn't even notice. Great turn, Skids. You got us out. Harvey's going to walk down. He's going to play a Jeremiah Kirby. Is that actually the right order to do things in? What shroud is this? 2? It's the right order to do things in. I'll get a draw on this guy and I'm up the bag, right? I'm up 4, good enough. I'm going to declare it even. There is no helper for even. If there's a way to set custom numbers to that, please let me know. And that's about as bad a pull as you can get off of a Kirby in this deck, but I'll still take my 2 cards and my 3rd off the Harvey ability, because he does use the word draw. Now, I have 2 practice makes perfect with all of my practice skills left in the deck, and that's actually even better for Ichtaka, because I can use practice makes perfect perception to break through that brutal parlay check. But for now, I just investigate. If I gain a resource I can avoid overdrawing, I don't care about this Book of Old Lore, to be honest. I'm not planning on killing the victory enemy. All the snakes in the second half are just more things for Skids to trip. This is not a fight scenario. Fuck the old Book of Lore, I'm fine to overdraw it. So, up 4. Neat. I'll overdraw more cards then. Not exactly what I wanted, deduction. I thought the token was still there. That's it for both of us. Upkeep phase. We're going to toss out Old Book of Lore. The next toss sucks. I really wish I'd gained a resource instead of getting a star. I've never been more upset about drawing a card and getting a clue than I am right now. So like all of this is mandatory to stay in my hand, which means it's just crack the case, but I need the money. I'll get more money later. Skids might hit a Faustian. I don't know how to change middle click. In the controls, it feels like middle click to drag my screen around and middle click to like snap around, but it's not really clear how it works because sometimes I'll middle click and I'll just go like way off the screen. And other times it's like zooming in and out. Oh, I bet what it is if I zoom in and then I zoom out, it saves my location. But I don't know how to bind those separately. If anyone knows how to get a middle click that only drags and does not zoom, I would love that. Anyway, back to the decision at hand. It's cracked the case. We have to believe that Harvey can sort out his economy. Is that right? Hold up. Fuck the easy mark he just drew. I need these for Ichitaka. That puts me 8-4. And then you use practice makes perfect. You hit 1 perception. It's that easy. That's the plan. Crack the case has to be the thing. Like, I just need the rest of this for reasons. So I have to make the play I've made. 2 of 6 Doom. Ancient Evil's Boa Constrictors. Anything bad? Hey, Voice of the Jungle. We'll get to you in a second. No one's poisoned. That's completely fine. I'd rather it not be at Circuitous Trail, to be honest, since that's... No, there are other ways to get here. It's fine. Coming over to Harvey's Voice of the Jungle. This is actually kind of a problem for our team. We're not great at doing a 3-head test without higher education, so this sort of just deals horror forever. It's kind of hard to manage. On Skids, I'm going to Wolf Mask. I get a charge when the Pit Viper engage me. I use it immediately on the dodge, up 3. Thank you for not -5ing or auto-failing or curse -3ing even. And then I'm going to explore. We're going to see if we hit Overgrowth or the middle location. What's the middle location? I'm looking for a heart connection. That's what really matters. Hey, River Canyon. There we go. Shovel that back in, and I get outs. God fucking damn it. I just did it immediately. Oh my fuck. It's so frustrating because the Explorer is just like up here on the agenda. Then there's text that modifies Explorer all over the place. The issue is that cost me 3 resources because Harvey's not with me yet. I'm just spending the 3 resources. I can't be asked to give a shit and figure out what I should have done. I'm not retconning anything. I'm just gonna spend the fucking money. My plan for this location is basically just like sort it out later. Maybe we deal with it by walking in. Maybe we deal with it with a Pendant of the Queen, but right now there's not a clear solution. I would like to explore again, but that's mostly to get Overgrowth out of the way. It's just awkward. Any snake that's not a snake in the back is a bad snake. I'm just going to easy mark. And then I'm going to gamble up 2 and lose my money. That's it for you, Harvey. Harvey's gonna play out Magnifying Glass and investigate up 5. Take the clue, move, and explore. We're looking for Green Diamond. Got Serpent's Haven. That's it for him. Upkeep phase, the Pit Viper readies. I do not take Horror this round. Manual, Dex, Ravenous Myconid. Neither super important. 3 of 6 Doom. Ancient Evils, 4 of 6 Doom. And Creeping Poison, no one's poisoned. Hey, he showed up. Unforch. Harvey, you're not poisoned. You're at a 2-shroud location. You have a deduction in hand. You sound like a man that could reasonably be expected to summon Ichitaka on your own this turn. I've had a 13-card deck, 2 perceptions in it. I save these just for Ichitaka. I'm at 2. 5, 6, 7, up 5. I'm going to investigate 3 times and commit deduction to the first one. I draw a card. I'm Harvey. I draw another card. That's 2 clues. I do it again. I auto-fail. I do it again. I pass. Now, unfortunately, because I only got 5 clues... Oh, let's imagine I played the Bury the Midnight Oil on one of those basic investigate checks. There's literally no reason I ever wouldn't. I'm just on tilt about having hit the auto-fail. Didn't even look at my hands. Or maybe I'm on tilt about getting the star. Maybe both. I just don't even like good RNG anymore. I'm just disgusted every time a dice comes up any number. It's like, I can't believe this is how my games are determined with math rocks. Now, unfortunately, that retcon's actually fairly important because it lets me play Working a Hunch, which lets me spawn Ichitaka this turn. Now, Skids is the lead investigator. He's the one who's going to get Ichitaka, which is important because he needs to be at my location. I would love to like backtrack and ditch the boa. Speaking of boa engages, I get a wolf mass charge and I immediately spend it investigating, or rather evading. I just call everything investigating, don't I? Up 4. Well, that doesn't do it, so I'm gonna try it again. Up 4. That one does it. I'm going to walk down to Harvey's location. Upkeep phase, he immediately readies. Faustian Bargain, no overdraw, it's had enough fast cards, and we don't do Doom yet. Instead, Harvey didn't explore this, did he? No, he started here. He takes a horror. But then at the end of the round, we spend all 6 of our clues. We're not at a campsite. We're allowed to do it. Ichitaka goes into play. We're going to give it to Skids. And then we shuffle the encounter discard pile into the deck. Only one Ancient Evil's a bad RNG so far. And now our goal is to parlay her twice. We could kill her, but like, not really, you know? Also, this gets a charge. I'm gonna get it out of here so it's the right icon. Because its stock is like a slight problem to kill for a man with no weapon. 4 health, 5 fist. We're gonna be doing the parlay book 4 test, and we're gonna need to not fail, or we're gonna need to pass a dodge check. I personally am just gonna go with not fail. I've got this situation, and like, this is set up to not fail. I'm ready to do it. But first, 5 of 6 Doom, Ancient Evils me, I fucking dare you. I don't like that. I've got nothing I can commit there. Only initiative, or take the initiative rather, is only my test. I have no ability to offer aid. There are only 10 cards in deck. It's physically impossible for Practice Makes Perfect Perception to miss. So I can commit a Practice Makes... Well, also, it's going to hit the deduction, isn't it? I've only played 1. Yeah, the deduction's pretty good. I don't really want to use this for 1 head, but I need to pass this, and being up 0 is a big deal. I need Segments of Onyx. I need Pendants of the Queen. Like, these are important to full clearing the scenario. This is just, like, required to get through Ichtaka. This is required to full clear. I can commit this. It seems really important to not end my turn here next to the Boa Constrictor to give this guy the runaround. It's sort of out of my hand. I will just sort of be moving to a random place unavoidably. It's still really fucking bad. I think I have to give this, because like, he doesn't need the economy on Skids. Like, there's another Bring Them In, well, another Crack the Case in here. I'm gonna be drawing cards, potentially a lot of them if I hit my perception too. I'm actually only losing 1 action. We just let Skids get hit for 1/1, play a Beat Cop to deal with it. Okay, no, actually, we just let Skids get hit for 1/1, and we play a Beat Cop in advance. It's that easy. Okay, so we're just down 1 and failing it. Okay, we were never passing it. I'll take 3 horror about that, thanks. And for Skids, oh cool, he's not allowed to move either. I take the initiative to minimize horror up to. I just pass, so I'm not poisoned. Okay, let's stop shitting the bed for a second. We're going to search the top 9. I swear to God, it was almost the bottom card. We are parlaying book 4. We're at base 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to beat -5. I have to commit 1 more book. I've really only got the 2. Well, for this first one with curses in the bag, we're gonna beat the 2, and then we'll draw some more cards. It probably auto shuffles. I don't need to shuffle after it anymore. Anyway, up 6. Going to draw 2 cards and my perception. I'm going to put a clue on Ichtaka. Yeah, also, if this auto fails, it's just catastrophic. There's no way around it. In a normal format, it wouldn't really matter. I could just kill a Jeremiah Kirby, but in this format, it's like, Jeremiah Kirby can't die. This dude's gotta live. So again, up 4 on the perception, on the parlay. I can't do, oh wait, I can have books over here. I was still locked into the old test. Well, yeah, the things that commit for books are kind of fucking important, never mind. I don't want to spend the Unexpected Courage, but failing on -5 or curse -3 is so rough. This Deep Knowledge doesn't need to be here. I'm overdrawing anyway. Skids' hand is full too. I commit this to beat the -5. It's that easy. Star Harvey. And perception goes, and I draw 2 more. Have I hit my weakness yet? I didn't fucking shuffle it in. So the good news is, there's so many cards down here that I know I actually hit my weakness very early on. But because Dark Pact is here, I know I didn't shuffle in the cards that started there. It looks like I did for Skids. This is completely emaciated. I used all of that. But this is wrong. And here's what we're doing, because we've been over this. I can't be fucking bothered. I don't care anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to take the cards that are down there that shouldn't be, which I haven't played Dark Pact, Eureka, or Eureka. Makes sense my economy shit when the other Crack the Case was discarded early, so it's not only helping me. The question is, did I commit an Archive of Conduits, and did I commit or play the first Deep Knowledge? I know that all of these should be shuffled into my deck. And I'll check recording real quick. Okay, it's just these 4 that are incorrect. Explains why I couldn't find second Crack the Case. What we can find is a second clue on Ichtaka. Did I actually do the test? Yes, I got a star. That's what caused this. All right, that goes up there. We advance the act immediately. And we get 2, add a cultist to the bag. Very important that you add that -5. Who knows what the scenario looks like without that -5? And then we add the ruins locations. This is wild, I just realized it was this location, Overgrowth, and the 3 ruins last time too. Crazy. Now, for Harvey, I'm going to probably play out some cards. Need to get some shit out of my hand. I have the entire thing assembled, I just can't use it yet. If I had both shortcuts, I could shortcut Skids into the snake and then move and shortcut Skids into the start to get the snake as far away as possible. It is sort of on top of clues I need to get still. I actually am gonna shortcut Skids into that snake, I think. I need a lot of money to be able to play the rest of my shit, so I'm gonna play Magnifying Glass just to get it online faster. All of this is important. I'm definitely playing shortcut. And I'm going to explore, probably. So I shortcut Skids into this snake. Here you go. You get a charge on Wolf Mask, or an offering, I suppose. And then I'm going to explore, and we're gonna see if I hit one of the 3 locations that is not Overgrowth. Path of Thorns is actually the one I wanted, believe it or not. That staves off this for another turn, good 75% there. And we're done for the round on Jeremiah. Why do I keep calling Harvey Jeremiah today? I've been doing it in all of the videos that you aren't seeing. Okay, we're actually baseline up 2 over here on this snake. There's no reason to worry about being better than that. I'm just going to evade him with a Wolf Mask charge up 4. Not poisoned, good enough. I'm considering engaging him and dragging him up. I'm just going to gamble and commit this manual dex to it. That puts me at 5-1, up 4, beating Curse -2 for 1 resource, drawing a card. See if it can get me anything useful. Quick thinking is neat, not really changing the current outlook. I'm trying really hard to convince myself that I like Faustian Bargain, Beat Cop or something. Or anything cool, like move over here and Faustian Bargain Harvey so we can get this pendant of the Queen online. That sounds appropriate, right? But like, I feel very, very unsure that it's good to do anything other than drag the Boa Constrictor to the top. Next turn, Harvey just burns the Midnight Oil. And like, I don't need Perceptions anymore. That card's unnecessary. Ravenous Mike, and it's unnecessary. I can crack that later in the campaign. I'm never upgrading it first. So what I need to do is figure out, does Harvey need help? And the answer is really no. He can get Pendant of the Queen this turn. He can get Practice Makes Perfect into Deduction with the Perception and like just do great stuff. I really want to live in a world where it's wrong to engage and just drag that man straight to the Expedition Camp where he's as far from the... Like, Harvey has to come here next turn. I engage and I drag him up. And then during the enemy phase, he does nothing because he's still exhausted and he readies in the upkeep. Like, I'm just done overthinking this. I can't play you. Perception's super unnecessary with the Shroud values left in the game. I'm gonna say that's true. It's not like clearly true, but I'm gonna say it's true. 6 Doom, agenda flips. We are going to shuffle the snakes and the encounter discard in. We're gonna take 3 head tests on everyone. On Harvey, I'm gonna go up 3 and try to prevent being poisoned. Get out of here, loser. And then on Skids, I'm going to take the initiative and go up 2 and try to prevent being poisoned. Going to fail. And get my poisoned weakness on Skids. I did my best to try to avoid it. Yeah, there was no way I was ever committing another 3 icons. I'll be quick thinking, Faustian, and a fictional card that's not in my hand, I guess. Anyway, that's not actually the Mythos phase done. We're low on supplies. That sort of shits my plan up a little bit. I'm gonna lose resources. So Skids doesn't need his and Harvey only has 1, and taking damage always feels a lot worse. That's basically a free card. We're gonna throw him in the middle. It doesn't matter. Now that we're in Act 3, he no longer attacks. I didn't even read this. It's just the one that says everything's great, life is easy, because arrows from the trees is no longer real and it can no longer hurt you. Also, we need to spend 6 clues here, but like we're full clearing the map. Even though these aren't victory locations, I haven't really talked about it this time, we need to clear them for points. Revealing a location is half a point, and clearing a location of clues is half a point. Victory points are separate, we want all of those still, but we need to get all the clues everywhere for the sake of competition. Now the good news is we didn't get any extra snake this turn. Also, I did not add the Wolf Mask charge when I re-engaged this man. Okay, I'm gonna burn the Midnight Oil down here. I'm going to investigate with Practice Makes Perfect. And there's only 6 cards left in my deck, so I'm kind of unsurprised to see that I have hit deduction. And that puts me at 8-9-3. I'm not poisoned, that's Skids. I'll be taking these clues. So I have 2 options. One is Explore, and it has a 50% chance of taking me here and a 50% chance of putting Overgrowth on Path of Thorns. The other is just walk right and deal with this location now. And I need to like circle around like this to get to the bottom right. There's just gonna be something incredibly awkward happening because of this snake, no matter what. I can just clear River Canyon, it's not hard. I'm testing 9-4 with the deduction. But then this is hitting me. This is what I'm trying to deal with right now. Overgrowth's gonna mess up a plan eventually. Let's see if it's messing up this plan. It's messing up this plan. We're not gonna clear that, we'll just explore from here later on. I'm going to test my Voice in the Jungle up 3 with Unexpected Courage. Cool. Now over here in Boa Constrictor land, Skids is going to evade the man up 2 because I don't respect him and I have nothing important to be doing right now. I'm poisoned. That's a -5. I'm just gonna let him hit me, it's fine. You know what happens? Sometimes you roll autofail, -5, autofail, and that's your whole turn. I'm glad I didn't invest resources into that. Skids takes 1-1. But wait, before the upkeep phase, I would like to gamble up 2. Damn, who could have foreseen my luck would continue like this? Upkeep. Hey Lonnie, I don't think you can fix this RNG. 1 of 6 Doom, and I don't even know. Vengeance Snake here is bad, because I don't have the resource required to deal with it. Anyway, 1 more evil card, Lost in the Wilds on Skids. That's actually pretty shit. And there's really nothing I can do about it. I've really got nothing. Like, I think I commit Faustian for like having a real chance, but even that sucks. Because like I'm never gonna meet up with Harvey if I have to stay here for a round. So I try. I didn't even need the Faustian, good joke. Okay, at least that's good RNG to counterbalance this awful snake situation. Evade, move, breaking and entering. That requires me to like actually pass the evade, unfortunately, but that shouldn't be that hard, not really. For the evade here, I'm up 4. Do I commit the trench coat to beat the -5s? There's 2 of them. What am I here? I'm against 3, I'm base 7, 9. With a quick thinking 10-3. No, I need this trench coat. I just don't draw a -5 right now, it's that easy. Okay, cool. Thanks, Boa Constrictor. I appreciate you being a G this time, unlike last turn. I'm going to walk down. And unfortunately, there are no clues here to breaking and entering with. Skids is already poisoned. Rather than risking a fail and breaking and entering, I just engage the snake. Now on Harvey, this snake is stripped. I'm free to come here for now. I'm going to do exactly that. I don't want both of them, please. Harvey's going to walk over. Deduction Eureka. And we are up the bag. Going to take both clues and search my top 3. Oh hey, Vault of Knowledge at the bottom of my deck, that's neat. I'm gonna take Crack the Case though. And the search, and then after I succeed at this test, I'm going to play Crack the Case for 4 resources, and then spend 3 of it to put all of these segments of Onyx aside and put Pendant of the Queen into play. Cool, things are looking up now. I was really worried about the possibility Crack the Case would be the bottom card. One thing I can do is I can just be like, this location's dead to me. I can get 2 of it with the Pendant of the Queen charges. I walk around, come to here and get this location. And then I trust Skids to evade his snake, walk here, get this location, and open this location as well. We've got time. How many Ancient Evils have we hit this cycle? I think none? None. Oh, I should probably tap Harvey's ability and draw a card, huh? That's pretty good. It's other Eureka, nice. Forgive me for a second while I doodle. If Harvey goes here, I've got this as my only explore option and it forces me here. At which point I cannot leave until Skids opens a new location. It just seems like a bad thing to do. Like, I'd rather force Skids to spend an extra action moving and opening this, and basically just being useless for the rest of the scenario. I don't want my characters far apart. That's also part of it. I think just for the point of keeping them together, it's better for Harvey to move down to here and try to explore these locations. That's it for us. Bit by a snake again on Skids. This guy readies. About time we treat the Dark Pact, not that it does anything. 2 of 9 Doom and evil cards. Lost in the Wilds, as always, is brutal and unfun, and I can be up 2, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to search my 1 card. I take it. But it's not an investigation phase, so I can't actually use Harvey's ability. And then over here on Skids, Brood of Yig. That's like Boa Constrictor, except on 2 legs. It does give me a second offering, though. Okay, Harvey looks like he's just gonna be putting Skids on his back a little bit for the rest of this scenario. God, it's so rough to try to beat -5/-5 autofail being 4 of the results in this 15 card bag. I have to breaking and entering the higher foot, that's the snake. Then I have to evade the other guy naturally, and then I have to get out of that location this turn. Brood of Yig is the easier evade, but the one that matters more because he has Hunter and hits for more damage. I'm going to evade him first with Wolf Mask. This is not a breaking and entering check. It's just 4, 6 to 2. I'm going to quick think, up 5. +1, I get my action back, he's tripped. Sign me up for all of that, that seems like a good time. I'm now going to breaking, do I have to breaking and entering this check? I'm baseline up 3. Breaking and entering, is it beating a -5? It's beating a -5. And there are 2 -5s, it's not a small percentage difference. The thing is, I can't just take damage and walk away. I need to ditch these enemies for a non-zero period of time is the issue. I have to get away from them for just a moment so that I can actually find time to play Hallowed Mirror for Soothing Melody. It's just a question of, is safety against -5/-5 and specifically Curse -3, are those specific tokens worth losing this resource? And I know it's greedy, but I really don't think it is. No punish today, at the very least. Thank you, Skull. What I do, I think, is I have Skids walk to here and Harvey explores. That way the Boa Constrictor can stack with the other Hunter Snake, and Skids can split to the right side and give them the run around, dragging them through the middle, preferably by dragging them up. That sounds like the play, which requires Skids' next action to be walk down. Now, I don't need to explore here, and in fact, exploring here is kind of useless. It probably just puts Skids in a dead end that he can't help at. I'm gonna play a fucking trench coat. It seems very relevant to my interest right now. And that means the Boa hunt's left. Good. Now, I don't know why I thought it was upkeep phase. I'm losing my mind. Because I did the stressful part of the turn. Harvey's gonna get clues. I'm not worried about him. Going to explore. And it really doesn't matter which one I hit too badly. We're looking for the triangle. That's bottom left. I've played this scenario too many times, but I know that by icon alone. Glad those are dodged. I was briefly really worried when I saw that connector pop up. No vengeance is in the display, so this will always just be a 2-shroud location. I'm gonna spend a second to play Vault of Knowledge, and then investigate. I beat the bag. I tap Vault of Knowledge, and I draw a card, taking a horror. Which is scary. I have 1 less, but there's nothing in the bag that just reduces my max sanity. And I was already dead to a lot of things that deal horror damage. But now I get the second card. And I take 1 clip. And I think we have to lock in our Pendant of the Queen now. I don't think there's time to wait for it. I think I take that with a Pendant of the Queen charge. And that's Harvey, that's Skids, and that's Upkeep. Deduction, Manual Decks, both good cards. Readies, Hunts. We're not going there. That place sucks. 3 of 9 Doom, evil cards. 4 of 9 Doom, remaining evil card. 5 of 9 Doom. So the thing is, you have to treat it like you're going to top deck the Ancient Evils when you're on turn 7 anyway, and in the game a turn early. So drawing those actually isn't bad. Like, it looks stressful as hell. I'm not thrilled about it, but it's really not a problem. I was already playing like that was gonna happen. I'm going to Pendant of the Queen and take that. I'm going to investigate with Practice Makes Perfect and search my top 9 looking for a good perception. Got both perceptions. I'll take the good one though. And we're gonna see if we can't get some cards coming in. -2. That is 2 from that, 1 from Vault of Knowledge, and 1 from Harvey. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous to my signature at this point, unfortunately, but there's not a ton I can do about it. I get this clip. I'm going to move here. So none of the cards I drew are shortcut, unfortunately. And I'm going to explore, which only has one valid result. Is it this one? No. Wait, yes, it was. It takes me here. And oh wait, I didn't realize amongst the mini cards I drew was Crack the Case. I'm playing that one. And then I have the money to play Working a Hunch and take that clue. And it makes me substantially less afraid of my weakness. Like, not tremendously less afraid, but a little bit less afraid. That's it for Harvey, doing his best to carry the team. Skids has to make that double move every time. Now, if Skids explores right now, he'll go down here, and these guys will have to hunt to here, which is really bad. So Skids actually doesn't want to explore. I'm going to bet $1 and commit manual decks. Up 4. This has never gone wrong before. Hey, we got it. I draw a card, and I have the money to play Beat Cop still, which is the important part because I would like to have the soak in play. Enemy phase, the ones with Hunter hunt. Okay, we are set up to win this. Upkeep, Ace of Swords is completely irrelevant. Working a Hunch, less so. 6 of 9 Doom, we have to treat it like 7 though, because, okay, it is just 7. That's why you have to treat it like 7. Voices of the Jungle, actually completely irrelevant on Skids. Cool. Now, we were supposed to get Soothing Melody and play that card. It has not happened. It's just like, he's never been there, he's never been helped by Harvey. Bottom of the deck, never saw it in Mulligan. It happens. We're learning a lesson about how much healing we need to include in Serial. It's fine. We're gonna spend experience by logical reasoning, and Harvey is what it's looking like right now. Might just like buy one of random name seeker allies, like what's his name, the clue dropper, Dr. Mailson, just so I can use him as soak and let him die for 1 experience. It's bad. This is not good soak to walk out of here with. But regardless, for now things are great. We're fine. Did we draw Mythos cards? Yeah, they were both Ancient Evils. That's why it feels like the round was a blank. We need to be here for one more round of full clear. Speaking of, I used Pendant of the Queen. Oh wait, hold that thought. Give me that back. The location hasn't been revealed yet. When Skids enters this location, his turn will end because he got that poison. I think I draw 2 cards looking for how, do I have time to sandbag? Actually, yes. Okay, I'm gonna draw a card looking for Hallowed Mirror. I'm going to draw a card looking for Hallowed Mirror. How much foot is in here? Not a lot. I'll just overdraw, that's fine. I'm going to, should I have, no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm going to explore last action, which will take me to here and end my turn, because Overgrown Ruin says, force after you enter here. If you are poisoned, lose all remaining actions. And this does not go off because I have successfully explored. It's 5 shrouds, so I'm never getting anything useful done this turn, even if I like commit quick thinking here. Savant on a book check is +3, putting me 6 to 5, huh? I've got other books I can commit, like, oh, I can Breaking and Entering, great. That's actually wonderful. I Pendant of the Queen, like I was saying a second ago, for a location, or a clue rather, from Overgrown Ruins, the location we've just revealed. And now we just need to not beef this too hard. It seems actually incredibly easy to not beef this, where you just have 1 vulnerability to auto-fail. Before I do this, I play Working a Hunch to get 1 of the clues and lower what my weakness maximum hit is. I'm also going to commit Eureka. And there's no way for me to get any other card out of my hand, so this is the most I can commit. And I'm just trying to lower hand size for my weakness. Don't auto-fail me, please. Thank you. I get 2 cards out of my hands on Perception. Deduction gets me both clues. And Eureka forces me to search the top 3, but I can't exactly be forced to pick a weakness there. There's no way Archive of Conduits ever gets played or finished. I don't have the money to do Blood Rights, even if I did have that. Archive of Conduits is at least 1/2 of an Unexpected Courage, which the other cards cannot claim. Now, unfortunately, I do need Skids to get the last clue. And I don't have a deep knowledge to give him to help find Hallowed Mirror. Or Soothing Melody, rather. Same thing. I can move back to here to drag them left. That's not helpful. I want them to go right. Drawing cards is just pushing me towards a weakness I don't want. We're just waiting on Skids to finish. I gain 2 resources. There's nothing to do. Which brings us to enemy phase. They hunt. Upkeep phase. No signature. Deep Knowledge is actually potentially nice. Psychosis, less so. Not exactly the healing item I'm looking for. Final turn, evil cards. Not actually important. Complete blank, doesn't matter at all. Okay, we successfully gave the Boa Constrictor the runarounds. Now on Skids. It's so easy, Skids. You breaking and entering. You commit Savant, you commit Quick Thinking, and you don't auto-fail. There are 2 in the back, don't worry about that. But you just do that. That's not breaking and entering, that's Lonnie Ritter. But our base value here is 4, 7, 8, plus my lowest non-tested stat, 9, 10, plus 1, 11 to 5. I beat the -5. I don't quite beat Curse -5. There's nothing I can do about that. Just don't draw the auto-fail, don't be belligerent, just be a good guy. Thank you. I get the clue. No, Skids gets the clue. Stop being greedy, Harvey, let him have one. And we never saw Skids' weakness, but I'm gonna call that a wash with having never seen Soothing Melodies either. We could potentially draw for them. That is an option. I don't know if I pay for this or not, but either way I have the money, so it's a moot points. Going to assume I did. I'll just click it down. I think we're ending the scenario right now before he gets poisoned. Skids is trapped. There's no way through this Pit Viper to the next location without eating damage. Which, like, he can do. I can just let this Pit Viper eat the Beat Cup, but then I'm exposing myself to it. Oh, right, yeah, the scenario's over. We drew all 3 Ancient Evils, the scenario's over. We didn't have great tempo. We've had a lot of time spent running these guys around. This is actually forced end. I can't do anything else. Okay, look, I think the only thing I messed up, right now I'm pretty confident, was this, right? If that's the only thing I messed up, is I didn't put my mulligan back before, and I did fix it eventually. I don't care about that at all. That, like, honestly, losing the crack the case. Have you seen how fucked this economy was all scenario? That was bad for me. So I'm happy with this. If this is actually a good run, then I'm glad. This is a full clear. We're calling it. We are spending our clues and advancing. The Alejandro deck was still under there. Don't look at him. Nobody ever kill Ichtaka, please. It's so bad. Arrows in the trees getting surge instead of failing to trigger. Like, every time we've ever killed Ichtaka, people have just started fucking dropping like flies right at the end. It's brutal. But we get R1. And all of these locations are clear to both victory and clues. So we get points for these as well. And because we got all 8 locations, that's 4 points for revealing them, 4 points for clearing the clues, and 2 points for R1, max of 10 points. Let's write some stuff down. I really hope this was actually a good run, because if it's not, I can't be bothered to do it again. I really hope it was clean. It felt clean. Right, so I said we're done, but I forgot Dark Pact was a card that was like in my hand, and it doesn't just sit in your hand. It does things. Most notably, the thing that Dark Pact is going to do is, when I end this scenario, it's gonna turn into a card that instantly deals 2/2 to me and Ancient Evils me, and then it's gonna put a Dark Pact in my discard pile, which is really problematic with this amount of health. And our turn's not over yet, so I'm just gonna slot this in the video where it's appropriate, like right before I start doing the resolution, because this does have to get dealt with. I do have some clever shit I can try to do. It would be nice if I had a Pendant Queen to just evade, because the thing is, if I take an opportunity attack from this guy, he just poisons me, and I like not being poisoned, which means I have to evade, and I'm down 1. And in terms of what I can commit, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got up 3. So Skids is gonna take his turn. He's just gonna like gain 2 resources, doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna commit all of this to a basic foot check. Because like, I would like to get rid of Dark Pact, and you may see where this is going already. It's not going to autofail. Cool, it didn't hit a -5, it didn't hit autofail. I successfully evade the stake. Trust me, we're still at a location. Don't worry about the map. And then I spend 2 resources and I exile Jeremiah Kirby from the deck. I've learned valuable lessons while I was upgrading my decks right when I realized like, oh shit, I have to upgrade Dark Pact. I was like, wait a second. The biggest mistake I made in this scenario by far, it didn't come up in any of my test scenarios, but it is possible, is if I miss Hallowed Mirror here, I have no soak in this deck because I needed to run Lab Assistance instead of Jeremiah Kirby. That was like a huge mistake in my deck building that I did that. I'm going to have to get rid of Jeremiah Kirby pretty much anyway to run allies that can be used as soak because of this, and having this upgrade stands a real chance of killing me. I was not like upset. I'm gonna exile that one too. I'm just going to assume I can. I was not super upset about it. Like, the idea that I got to keep Jeremiah Kirby's and run them in future campaigns was nice, because it's gone in every campaign I ever run Serial in now. He's just gone forever. But I just have to do that. My risk of Harvey dying is so much higher if I don't Dark Pact Jeremiah right now. Jeremiah was a mistake. He didn't deserve to die. Harvey should have better health than this right now. But mistakes were made. That's how we got here. And we'd have had a much better result. In my very first clear, there was like 1 horror on Skids and 2-2 on Harvey. And my second one was like worse than that, but nowhere near this bad. This is definitely the most interesting clear of the lot. And yes, I've already seen the mistake I made here. Can we just like pull a token and have it be like remotely reasonable? I can't see this hand. It looks like there was fuck all to commit. I can use a wolf mask and be up 3. See, it was totally legit, not results oriented at all. No cheating was done. But the most important part of this is, yeah, I have to exile Jeremiah Kirby and play Dark Pact. But fun fact, by Dark Pacting Jeremiah Kirby, if I was considering cutting him anyway, it's sort of like getting free experience, because now I'm beneath 30 and get the card for free. Anyway, need to slot that into the video wherever it's appropriate. Rip Jeremiah, wasn't fucking expecting this. Did not come up in my testing, otherwise I'd have changed the ally slot, but oh well, here we are. Back to past May. All right, we cleared a path to the Estili Ruins. Alejandro remained at camp. We earned Ichitaka's trust. There is no Yig's Fury. Proceed to Interlude. And in the Interlude, wouldn't you know it? Skids, are you gonna die? No, you're fine. Okay. Skids is the one without a blanket. We're gonna give him a trauma. And I'm probably having to buy horror healing on Harvey to stay alive. So I'm gonna take the horror trauma here, since I'm gonna have more healing in that category, I think. Meanwhile, Harvey's without a blanket. He's fine. Also, we're going to both eat our provisions, and we're going to use the 1 medicine that we have, or the 1 medicine that we need rather, to clear poisons. Which leaves our new supplies at medicine, chalk, blanket, binoculars, compass, and speaking of that binoculars, I'm going to make Harvey the scout, which is going to avoid a mental trauma and instead give him 2 bonus experience. By the way, this is 9 experience. As you can see, total 9, it counts for me, isn't that wonderful? But Harvey gets 11 because he was the scout with the binoculars. And we prevent any physical trauma by healing the poison. And that wraps us up. All right, that's 3 full clears. I swear to God, if there's a major rules mistake in this one, I'm gonna lose my mind, but you already know that. I've been rather coherent. I had a blast playing this the first, second, and third time, but god damn it, I will not be caught dead playing it a 4th time. I hope this was clean. I hope you enjoyed watching me play a scenario that I have down to memory at this point. I can tell you the layout of this map in my nightmares. But I can't be upset with a full clear, even if Harvey got mangled. That just makes it interesting, because now we have to plan around how to fix Harvey next scenario, and it makes next run like it's really going to become important to, where is it? You know, that is a good question. Oh, it's in my hand. To find and crack this archive of conduit so I can start healing with it, because clearly Skids doesn't yet have enough draw to do it. I think that's just part of him being, like, he doesn't have time to draw. He was doing the exploring. It's brutal. I don't know. The team obviously has some hurdles to get through. We're looking like we have to make some very pointed deck building decisions to keep Harvey alive, but I think we'll be able to get out the other side of this. I'll cover all of that before I start next episode. I've got like 2 weeks to plan it out and a lot of experience to play with. So I'm not gonna get too deep into it right now. I feel disoriented and tired. I have gotten lost in the wilds. I'm gonna call the video here because I feel like I'm going in circles. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me in these trying times. I've been rather incoherent. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please do the YouTube algorithm dance, like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help. And speaking of stuff that really does help, a massive thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon. I really do greatly appreciate it. See you in the next one.